All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sfirat Omer. This is Hod of Yesod. Take nothing for granted. So Hod and Yesod are a very important part of relationships, especially marriage. We often overlook or take little notice of the habits that we create in our relationships. Even our relationships with ourselves and Hashem, habits are created and habits are created and developed over time. When we look at our life and the things we do, it's important to ask ourselves why. Often, you'll find that they are simply habits, something done like a robot. Some actions are automatic. When we walk, for instance, there's no need to think about which leg moves first. We do certain things just out of habit, not because of desire or necessity, but because it's comfortable and familiar. Same thing can be with thinking in patterns, thinking in frameworks. Anything in life that is repetitive and habit-based is connected to the sphera of Hod. So, is a habit a good or a bad thing? It can be both. Habits can be beneficial because they facilitate everyday life and provide comfort. Right? Heart beating. However, there is a potential danger in developing these habits. If you follow a routine that is disciplined, waking up, going to work, exercising, eating, praying, this is an excellent habit to cultivate. But it's easy to become complacent when something becomes too repetitive. This can lead to taking things for granted and falling into a dangerous pattern of behavior. This is a pagam, a blemish, on the sphere of Hod. For example, prayer can become a machine-like habit for some people. Some people struggle with connecting emotionally in prayer. Sometimes you go to certain shuls and you see people there who have been coming daily for 50 years, doing everything right, but lacking any real passion or feeling. It's very robotic. It's become just a habit, and this is not good. For this reason, sometimes it's good to switch up the routine and break the habit a bit. For example, taking a day off or going on vacation. This can actually be seen as beneficial self-care. In Kabbalistic terms, the break is revealing the Hod of Yesod within the soul. Breaking routines can help us achieve greater personal growth and development. So if we reach a point where there is danger to Hod, one way to help repair any harm done is to make a tikkun by being thankful. Why? This can best be seen in looking at the sphere of Hod, which has two components, Hoda'ah and Hodayah. So Hoda'ah means admitting what we have done. While Hodayah entails giving thanks with gratitude for any blessings that come our way. So by consciously appreciating those things we may take for granted, we can make a meaningful tikkun and ensure that the positive aspects of Hod are restored. So when we're looking at the sphere of Hod and Yesod, any type of stable habit can be a great thing that propels us towards growth. However, when we start taking these habits for granted, that's when they become unbeneficial. This is especially true when it comes to our relationships and what people do for us. Taking the good things people do for us for granted is a real problem that we should fix as soon as we see it coming up in ourselves. It can be difficult to break away from routines, especially in the household. Having one person always do the same task, such as doing the dishes, might seem like an easy and convenient way of life, but it can create a lack of appreciation for that person's effort. So although it might be easier to keep up this system and go on with life as usual, it is important to make sure that you show recognition and gratitude for their service. Don't take them for granted and assume that they will always do these tasks. Instead, take every opportunity to offer a word of thanks or an action and kindness and appreciation. In the end, it's about responsibility or burden. It's about respect and appreciation. Showing your appreciation is not only beneficial for the other person, but can even have a positive effects on our own well-being and relationship. So nobody likes to feel taken for granted. When something is done for you on a regular basis, it's important to always show appreciation for the effort others put in. Saying thank you is an easy way to do that, as it shows that you recognize the importance of their contribution. And as I mentioned in another video, telling other people of how you feel about that, the good things about that person, also is just as good, because then they hear about it from somebody else. So doing this will help maintain strong relationships with those around you and can even benefit your mental health by creating an environment of gratitude. So this is the case with God too. Praying to God 3 times a day is an important part of religious practice, but over the years, it can become robotic and without feeling if one isn't careful. So being mindful while praying and expressing true gratitude are essential in having a meaningful connection with God so that you remain engaged with the process. So if we want to break the cycle of taking someone else's kindness for granted, it's important to show our appreciation by expressing gratitude and being thankful. So words are one way to do this, but we can also thank others with actions and kind gestures. So taking the time to prove your appreciation can help improve your relationships. Sometimes when someone does something incredibly kind for you, it fills you with a feeling of immense gratitude. So you want to show your appreciation through words or gifts. Maybe you'll call them and express your thanks or write a heartfelt note. A token of appreciation like a gift might be fitting too. Whatever way you choose to show your appreciation, the other party will feel great receiving it. Instead of being robotic and just saying thank you, give a series of small presents demonstrating your gratitude. Trying to do something every day to show your appreciation. There can even be times where not only do we take someone's kindness for granted, but actually have negative feelings towards them. So this can be especially true in professional relationships. Recently, someone complained about their boss. When asked if they had ever thanked them, this person said, "I will never thank them," and listed all the things they felt were wrong with their boss. It was then suggested that they had worked there for 10 years and maybe it was time to thank their boss. So people think that because they worked for somebody, they should take the check and the boss should kiss their feet. This isn't true. It's important to thank your boss occasionally. Thank them for accepting you. Thank them for tolerating you. Thank them for any other kind of help they may have offered. So remember, no one owes us anything, and being grateful can often lead to better relationships, including professional ones. So if we want our positive habits to last, we have to keep them fresh and interesting to keep them from becoming too repetitive. So even just a small change can make a big difference. The power of Hod of Yesod is invaluable when it comes to creating healthy habits like eating well, exercising, and praying. But we should always remember to take time to acknowledge the kindness and good deeds performed by others. Doing this allows us to cultivate a greater appreciation for what others do for us and lead a more balanced life overall. No matter how small the act, it's important to never take the people in your life for granted. Showing gratitude and thankfulness can go a long way. Whether it's your partner making dinner every evening or folding laundry, don't just say, "Okay, whatever." Make sure to take a moment to thank them for going above and beyond for you. In our household growing up, we would all come together every night at the same time, and my father would never take for granted my mother's hard work in preparing the meal. It could take up to 2 hours of cutting, chopping, washing, peeling, and cleaning. He would always thank her for her efforts, something which I noticed even as a child and will never forget. Regardless of how long the day has been or how much my father had to do, he consistently reminded us all that making the meal was not something to be taken lightly. He showed his appreciation by thanking my mother each and every time. So Hod of Yesod is this habit in my relationships. And if you're getting any type of feeling of getting used to something, that's already the danger zone that you don't want to fall into. So this is where you have to break it. This is where you have to refine it. And the only way of doing it is constantly applying hodaya, being grateful and thankful. When you truly appreciate someone's greatness in your life, it's when they leave and you take up their task and realize that they had done it much better than you. What really makes you appreciate someone's skill is when you try to do something and realize how difficult it is. At that point, it's best to let them handle it while thanking them profusely. So if you can't bring yourself to a point of understanding that somebody doesn't have to do anything to you, then imagine them leaving and not doing it anymore. Ask yourself, why was I not grateful when that person did it? This thought process will help build a stronger appreciation for their efforts. So how often do we find ourselves numb to the efforts of others? When someone prepares a meal for 50, 60, or 80 people, everyone's eager to devour it, but not keen on staying to help clear away the host. The host is left feeling neglected and unappreciated. Sometimes words are not enough. We need actions that match our words. One of the worst feelings is when you know someone you care about thinks you take them for granted. Appreciating the people in your lives is fundamental to creating and maintaining strong relationships. So we must remember to express our gratitude for the good they do and show that we don't take them for granted. Doing so will help us to refine the sephira of Yesod of Hod and ensure that our relationships remain vibrant and strong.